Hello and welcome to GLG Air Tours. Today we will embark on a trip through Marble Canyon and give a bird's eye view of some of the most geological features that shape the landscape and provide for one of the most beautiful, sacred, and inaccessible views in the Southwest. Located east of the town of Page and west of the Grand Canyon, this area can be considered the entry and start of the Grand Canyon and the end of the Glen Canyon. Take a glance at your geological highway map. As you can see, this area includes MC, P, PIP, TRM, TRCS, and JGC. Within the map, you will find that there is plenty of sedimentary rocks, mainly from the Mississippian, Devonian, Cambrian, and Pennsylvanian era. There's also some middle, early Triassic, which forms reddish sandstone and mudstone beds. You'll find lots of opportunity to see the Chinle Formation, which is the late Triassic. Lots of painted desert sandstone and conglomerate rocks. Welcome aboard! We have just departed Page Airport. Hope everyone is buckled in. We might encounter some mechanical turbulence from the cliffs and hillsides on the way, but there's a sick bag in the seat back pocket in front of you. It will be a couple minutes until we reach Marble Canyon, but I first wanted to show you just what lies upstream and is just as equal of importance to the area as the canyon itself. The Glen Canyon Dam is one of our first waypoints. It is a concrete arch gravity dam on the Colorado River that includes a hydroelectric power plant. The dam harnesses the wild Colorado River and fills Lake Powell. Lake Powell is in the Glen Canyon recreational area. We have now turned southwest towards the Marble Canyon. We will follow the stinking Colorado River with the Glen Canyon. This area provides for some of the most beautiful river canyon views in the world. The river winds through 2,000 feet deep canyons. In a few seconds we will pass over 3 bends that have been named because of the spectacular features. On the left side of the aircraft you will see Horseshoe Bend, named for obvious reasons. It is stunningly beautiful. Check out this awesome view. Next up is 6 Mile Bend and Waterholes Canyon. Looking down onto the tops of the canyon, you can see fractures where groundwater encounters the limestone. As it becomes saturated with calcium carbonate, it deposits the calcium layer by layer. In this camera angle, you can see Horseshoe Canyon on the top left. 6 Mile Bend is off the tail, and Waterholes Canyon off the left wing. Also, don't forget to look at the fractures. Take a look at these stunning images off the formations within. Formed by the erosion of the Navajo sandstone from flash flooding as well as sub-aerial processes, rainwater from the monsoons run into an extensive and beautiful basins that creates an escape and popular tourist destination. The end of the Glen Canyon marks the start of the Grand Canyon, and specifically the Marble Canyon. The first waypoint in Marble Canyon is Lee's Ferry. Lee's Ferry has been nicknamed the Grand Central Station of the Southwest. At this bend of the river, it meets the Paria River. This is the only spot in the river that you can drive your car up to the river. Mormon pioneer John D. Lee came to the spot in 1871. He established a ferry service across the river that was the only natural point in the entire 600 miles that stretch it. The ferry would pass goods, people, horses, hikers, wagons, and later automobiles. The ferry operated for 55 years. The location is a popular spot for a scenic view and fantastic trout fishing. While standing at the heart of Lee's Ferry, perhaps trout fishing, if you look downstream, you'll see a beautiful view of Vermilion Cliffs, which we'll be visiting here shortly. Following the river towards the Grand Canyon from here, it is apparent that we can find similar geological features that shape the Grand Canyon itself. This is the outer lip of the cutting and rising crust that the Colorado River shapes. A couple miles in, we come across a small town where the famous Marble Canyon Lodge is located. Highway 89A follows through crossing the Colorado River at the Navajo Bridge. This bridge replaces Lee's Ferry in 1929. Today, the original Navajo Bridge is there for pedestrians, and next to it, a new identical bridge, built in 1995, provides the highway crossing for cars and trucks. While the ferry is gone, the name remains. Here you can see a stratigraphic column. You can see at the top, the Jurassic Chinle Formation is at Lee's Ferry. The river follows down the column through a long section of redwall limestone in the Marble Canyon. Here we can see some of the cliffs along the Colorado River at the base of the Coconino Sandstone. This is the Coconino Sandstone up close, constructed of well-cemented quartz grains. The waviness is fractured plains. The tilted layers are cross-bedding in an ancient dune. And here's cross-bedding of the lower Supai group. It preserves growth layers of ancient coastal sand dunes. Here the Kaibab Formation is high above. It is the same layer that underlies the national park in the north and south rims. The Supai group shows the red slopes. Now, there is a lot going on in this photo, but there is hermit shale, limestone saturated in calcium carbonate, and traverite, which is sold as floor tiles. Now we are approaching the Vermilion Cliffs, which can be seen from the side of Highway 89A, a stunning backdrop for a photo opportunity. Venturing deep into the cliffs at the Utah border, you will find the Wave, which is formed from eroded Navajo sandstone from the Jurassic Age, much like the Waterholes Canyon deposit we saw earlier. The Vermilion Cliffs provide a beautiful backdrop as the deposited silt and desert dunes are cemented by infiltrated carbonates, which show the red-colored red iron oxide. We hope you enjoyed the ride. In just a couple moments, we'll be landing at the tiny little airport by the Marble Canyon Lodge. We hope you enjoy your stay here and hope to see you again on a future tour.